In the shadows of Los Angeles, a hotel stands haunted not just by its dark history, but by secrets that refuse to stay buried. The Cecil Hotel, a place where tragedy seems woven into its very walls, became the stage for a mystery that would leave the world questioning what's real and what lurks just beyond our understanding. When Elisa Lam disappeared amidst eerie rumors and unsettling phenomena, her story took a turn few could have predicted, revealing a chilling puzzle that keeps unraveling even years later. This is the story that blends urban legend, real-life horror, and the thin line between sanity and the unknown, an invitation to dive deep into one of the most terrifying, unsolved mysteries of our time. The mysterious disappearance of Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam's disappearance remains one of the most perplexing episodes tied to the Cecil Hotel, a place with a long history of dark reputation. She was a young Canadian woman studying at the University of British Columbia when she checked into the hotel during a trip to Los Angeles. Her last confirmed sighting occurred in her hotel elevator, a moment captured on security footage that would ignite a wave of speculation and dread. In the clip, Lam appears visibly distressed, pressing multiple buttons, sometimes crouching as if hiding from something unseen, her movements erratic. The footage's unsettling nature drew immediate scrutiny, yet it left viewers with more questions than answers. How could someone seemingly normal end up so frantically trapped in her own mind in that confined elevator car? The situation grew even more bizarre when no sign of her was found inside the hotel after her disappearance was reported. The search spanned weeks, yet her body wasn't discovered until nearly 3 weeks later. It was found in a water tank atop the hotel, floating face up, submerged in the very source of the hotel's water supply. The tank's lid had been removed, something that security footage failed to clearly show how she managed to access the roof or climb into the tank in the first place. Her death was ruled an accidental drowning, but the context remains shrouded in suspicion and myth. Witnesses and investigators point to the strange circumstances surrounding her death, her behavior in them, the hotel's dark history, and unsettling reputation. The Cecil Hotel's reputation is shrouded in shadows, with its dark history lurking behind pristine-facing facades that rarely tell the full story. Originally built to house travelers and business people, the hotel quickly became infamous for its association with tragedy and violence. Over the decades, it has been linked to numerous deaths, some accidental, others suspicious or even deliberate, that have cemented its place in the annals of haunted locations. The building's layout and architecture contribute to an unsettling atmosphere, with long, dim hallways and small, cramped rooms that seem to whisper secrets of the past. Its reputation as a refuge for the troubled and the lost only adds to the eerie aura that surrounds it. Certain incidents stand out in the hotel's history, painting a picture of a place where darkness persists just beneath the surface. The death of a young woman named Elisa Lam, which remains one of the most haunting and mysterious cases associated with the hotel, brought international attention. Lam's case was peculiar, found in a water tank on the roof weeks after her disappearance. Her death was unexplained and rife with strange details. Her last known footage shows her behaving erratically in an elevator, seemingly trying to escape an unseen force. The chilling footage fuels speculation that something malevolent or supernatural was at play. Her death seemed almost like a ghost story come to life, adding another layer of dread to the hotel's long continuum of tragedy. The hotel's history also includes a darker chapter involving serial killers and violent crimes. Notorious figures like Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, used the Cecil as a hideout and hunting ground during his rampage across Los Angeles. His presence, along with other violent events, cast a pall over the establishment, making it a magnet for distress and misfortune. As the hotel's reputation spread, it attracted more stories of ghostly apparitions, unexplained sounds, and inexplicable phenomena. Reports from guests and staff describe hearing disembodied whispers, seeing shadowy figures in the corners of their rooms, or feeling sudden cold spots in otherwise warm rooms. These tales reinforce the idea that restless spirits, whether real or imagined, still dwell within its aging walls. In recent years, a wave of paranormal investigations and media coverage has only deepened the hotel's sinister allure. Documentaries, podcasts, and books dissect its history, often emphasizing the hotel's role as a nexus of tragedy and supernatural speculation. The Cecil stands as a monument to pain, mystery, and the inexplicable. Its reputation continues to evolve, riding on the collective imagination that feeds on its history of death and despair. To some, it's a haunted relic. To others, a symbol of Los Angeles' darker side, where the line between the living and the dead seems blurred and fragile. Unraveling the evidence and the surveillance footage. On the surface, the Cecil Hotel's surveillance footage appears straightforward, a series of quiet, unremarkable moments captured inside a dimly lit corridor. Yet, as viewers scrutinize frame by frame, unsettling details emerge. Elisa Lam, a Canadian tourist seeking refuge from her inner turmoil, steps onto the elevator's CCTV around the evening hours. Her movements seem normal at first, but then something shifts. She presses multiple buttons in quick succession, glancing over her shoulder as if she senses unseen eyes. Her expression flickers with confusion or fear, a fleeting hint that something is deeply wrong, but the footage doesn't clarify what. The camera continues to record, capturing her seemingly defensive gestures and awkward body language, which has fueled speculation that she was either distressed or trying to communicate something. The footage then becomes even more eerie as Lam's behavior grows increasingly erratic. She appears to wave her hands, tug at her clothing, and lean in close to the camera, as if speaking directly to someone unseen or trying to understand her surroundings. She enters and exits the elevator multiple times within minutes, the last moments capturing her wandering into a dim corner of the hallway. When she finally reappears, she's alone, yet her behavior has taken on an almost frantic quality that defies rational explanation. In the final seconds, Lam's body language shifts dramatically. The camera shows her crouching down and gesturing wildly, with her head bobbing awkwardly. No visible attacker or external influence appears in the footage, but her erratic movements suggest she was interacting with something or someone that the camera couldn't record. Delving into the evidence beyond the footage introduces more complexities. The elevator recordings are the most scrutinized, yet they reveal only a fraction of the story. They don't capture what Lam was experiencing inside her mind or any unseen hands that might have played a role. The footage has been analyzed extensively, and theories abound. Some suggest she was in a state of severe distress, possibly influenced by mental health struggles. Others believe the footage hints at some sort of clandestine encounter, or perhaps neurological disorientation. Despite the claims of investigators that there's no evidence of foul play in the video, the strange gestures, the timing of her movements, and her apparent paranoia remain hauntingly unresolved. To this day, no definitive explanation has surfaced that fully accounts for her actions within those moments, leaving viewers haunted by the possibility that the camera only captured a fraction of what truly happened. Within the hotel, the mystery deepens as the footage is juxtaposed with the tragic discovery of Lam's body in one of the hotel's water tanks, an event shrouded in even more questions. The footage's chilling nature lingers, serving as a silent witness to a young woman's inexplicable descent into chaos. Every second she appears on screen seems to whisper of unseen forces or psychological unraveling, transforming a simple surveillance clip into a source of endless speculation. The hotel's reputation, forever stained by her death, continues to draw a dark aura around that corridor where her movement was last captured, an involuntary snapshot of chaos, fear, and helplessness frozen in time behind the cold glass of a security camera lens. Theories and unanswered questions surrounding her death. The mysterious circumstances surrounding Elisa Lam's death have fueled a multitude of theories, each more unsettling than the last. Found in a water tank atop the Cecil Hotel, a building notorious for its dark history, the facts are chilling enough. No signs of trauma or violence were found on her body, yet the manner of her death remains enigmatic. Her disappearance followed strange behavior captured on a security camera, her frantic, erratic movements in an elevator, pressing multiple buttons, seemingly hiding or seeking help, as if she was trying to communicate something supernatural or urgent. The footage's disturbing nature has sparked countless interpretations, ranging from mental health crises to supernatural communication. Some theorists suggest that Lam's actions on that elevator footage might have been influenced by hallucinations or a mental health crisis. She was known to have struggled with bipolar disorder and depression, which raises questions about whether her descent into paranoia or terror could have driven her to abandon rational thought. However, critics argue that her mental health alone doesn't fully explain her disappearance and death, especially given the eerie context of her last recorded moments. Others point to the hotel's notorious reputation, citing stories of suicides, murders, and other dark events lurking within its dim corridors. The unsettling idea that the hotel itself might have played a role, either through neglect, paranormal activity, or some unseen malevolence, continues to haunt the case. One of the most persistent questions revolves around how Lam ended up in the water tank that night. The tanks were sealed, making access difficult without specialized tools, raising doubts about whether she climbed involuntarily or was led there. Some hypothesize that she may have been pushed or lured into the tank during a moment of distress or confusion. The absence of any signs of forced entry to her body or the tank fuels speculation that her death was either accidental, suicidal, or something far more sinister. The lack of definitive evidence leaves room for countless unfounded theories, ranging from occult rituals to covert government experiments, adding layers of conspiratorial shadow play around her death. Then there's the ongoing debate about whether the case was truly an accident or something darker. Conspiracy theories proliferate, claiming that her death was covered up or explained away, citing inconsistencies in the police investigation, the delayed response time, or the strange decisions made by hotel staff. Some speculate that her death might be connected to the building's long history of violence and tragedy, as if some malevolent force still lingers within its walls. Despite official conclusions focusing on her mental health struggles and accidental drowning, the unresolved questions still echo. What exactly happened that night? Did Elisa Lam experience something supernatural? Was she a victim of unseen forces or human malfeasance? These unanswered questions maintain her story's eerie, haunting allure, keeping it alive in the collective consciousness. The legacy of the Cecil Hotel and its ongoing enigma. The Cecil Hotel has become synonymous with chaos, tragedy, and unresolved mysteries. Its reputation, built on a dark history of disappearances, deaths, and eerie ambience, extends far beyond its doors. The hotel, located in downtown Los Angeles, has long been a magnet for the morbid curiosity of the public, an emblem of urban decay, yet also a cultural icon woven into the fabric of Los Angeles's mythos. The legacy persists, not just because of the tragic events that unfolded within its walls, but due to the stories that continue to swirl around it, fueling speculation and ghostly rumors. It's a place where the boundary between the real and the supernatural blurs, fostering an ongoing enigma that draws outsiders seeking answers or simply a thrill. Elisa Lam's death is undoubtedly the most infamous chapter tying the hotel to its legacy. Her mysterious disappearance and subsequent discovery in the water tank, after she'd been seen behaving strangely on surveillance footage, became a worldwide sensation. The clip, depicting her erratically pressing buttons and indicating distress, still haunts many who watch it. Her death remains officially classified as accidental, but her story fuels countless conspiracy theories about paranormal activity, surveillance manipulation, and hidden histories buried beneath the hotel's dilapidated facade. Lam's case transformed the Cecil Hotel into a symbolic site for the unexplained, elevating the hotel's reputation from a neglected building to a haunted monument. More broadly, the Cecil's history is peppered with tales of violent deaths, suicides, and criminal activity, making it a magnet for tabloid sensationalism. The hotel's notorious reputation has attracted a mix of thrill seekers, ghost hunters, and curious tourists, all eager to absorb or challenge its sinister aura. Its long-standing association with Los Angeles's darker underside, drug addiction, homelessness, and despair, cemented its legacy as an urban ruin inhabited by ghosts of the past. The ongoing fascination has led some to invest in the idea that the hotel itself is cursed, a vessel haunted by the tragedies that unfolded within its walls over decades. Recent years have seen the hotel face redevelopment plans, yet the lore endures. The building's closure and talk of renovation serve as a reminder that many of its stories remain unresolved, wandering through its vacant halls and shadowy corridors. The ghost stories, the unresolved deaths, the whispers of supernatural presence all contribute to an ongoing narrative that refuses to fade. In a way, the Cecil Hotel has transcended its physical form, becoming a symbol of Los Angeles's darker mythos. It persists as a cultural touchstone, an enduring enigma that echoes with every new whisper, every unsettling image, and every retelling of the stories that refuse to be laid to rest. As the strange circumstances surrounding Elisa Lam's mysterious death continue to haunt those who delve into her story, the Cecil Hotel remains an ominous symbol of darker urban legends. The chilling footage of her frantic movements in the elevator, the unanswered questions about her state of mind, and the eerie atmosphere of the hotel itself weave together into a tapestry of unresolved mystery and fear. What truly happened that night remains shrouded in shadows, leaving us to wonder if some stories are better left untold. If you're captivated by the unexplained and eager for more deep dives into the world's most perplexing mysteries, make sure to stay tuned for our upcoming content. There's a quiet anticipation hanging in the air, much like the darkness lurking in the corners of the Cecil Hotel, always waiting to reveal its secrets. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your mind curious. You never know what dark corners might hold the next story to send shivers down your spine.